Hi guys, so today for math I want you guys to turn to page 312 in your math journal, 312, and we are going to be working on rates. When you think of the word rate, I want you to think of per something. So it says for each problem fill in the rate table, then answer the question below the table. So for number one it says Bill's new car can travel about 35 miles on 1 gallon of gasoline. So what that means is 35 miles per gallon. Okay, so when you think of the word per, maybe think of when you're at the grocery store and you're buying a gallon of milk. And on the shelf, it might say 350. So what that means, it's 350 per gallon of milk. So when you think of the word rate, I want you to think of the word per something. So in this first one, it says Bill's new car can travel about 35 miles on 1 gallon of gas. So what that means is that for every gallon of gas, say you go to the gas station and you fill up, every gallon is going to get you to go 35 miles down the road. Okay, so it's 35 miles per 1 gallon. So then if you know that 1 is 35, you need to figure out what 2 is. So if you have 1 gallon here, and then you say 2 gallons, well, I know 1 gallon is 35, so 2 gallons, you would have to double that first one. So that would be 70 miles. So up here, you would put 70, okay? So each time you're timesing whatever this number down here, these gallons, by 35 miles. So 1 gallon will get you 35 miles down the road. If you buy 2 gallons of gas at the gas station, it's going to get you 70 miles. Okay, so then for 3 miles, you're going to have to do 3 times 35. Then for 4, the same thing. If you have 4 gallons of gas and it's 35 miles per gallon, you're going to have to do 4 times 35, 5 times 35, and so on to get your answers up here. If you go down, number 2, Jennifer earns $8 for every 4 hours she helps out around the house. So what that means is that for 4 hours that she's cleaning, she's getting $8. So now look here, it gives you 4 and 8, but it doesn't give you that first one. So what we need to figure out is how many dollars she's getting per hour. Okay, so if you have 4 hours and you have $8, let's think about it. Okay, well, how would I get from 4 hours to 1 hour? I would divide it by 4. So if I have 4 divided by 4, I get 1. And then let's do that to here. 8 divided by 4 would be 2. So now, if I know that 1 hour worth of work is $2, I should be able to figure out the rest of these. And usually there's a pattern. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now it's 2 blank blank 8. It's going to be a pattern. So make sure that the pattern makes sense when you're done completing that, okay? For number 3, a gray whale's heart beats 24 times in 3 minutes. Okay, well, if I know that in 3 minutes there are a total of 24 beats, let's try to figure out what 1 minute would equal. Okay, if I know that 3 divided by something gives me 1, we're going to divide this by the same thing. So 3 divided by what is going to be 1? Think about that. 3 divided by what is 1? Now let's take 24 divided by that same number. So what you should have got is 3 divided by 3 is 1. So 24 divided by 3 is going to give you 8 beats. So every minute, a whale's heart beats 8 times. That's not very many. If you think about our heartbeat beats about 70 or 80 times a minute. So think about that. They have really slow heartbeats. Okay, and number 4, Miss Romero paid $1.80 for 3 pounds of grapes. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky, but not really. So if I know that 3 pounds is $1.80, to figure that out, I want you to just kind of get rid of that decimal for a second. Okay, so see my cursor's on there? So let's do 3 and 180, and let's try to divide. Okay, so I know that 3 times something is going to be 180. However, let's just cover up that 0 for a second and do 3 times what is 18, which is 6. Add a 0, so it would be 3 times 60 would be 18. So now if I know that 3 times 60 gives me 180, what would 1 times 60 be over here? It would be 60 cents. So then for your next one, you're going to have to figure out 2 times 60 would be what? 4 times 60 would be what? And if you want to do it like this, 2 times 60, well, I know that's 120. Then go back later and add your decimal into where it would make sense. Okay, so 4 times 60, well, 4 times 6 is 24. Add a 0. Okay, so if I have 240, now I'm going to go back and add in that decimal, $2.40. Okay, so you're timesing all of these by 60 to get your answer. At this rate, how much do 5 pounds of grapes cost? Well, whatever you get here, 5 times 60 and add your decimal. That will be your answer for that. Then you're going to need to go back and do this question here, this question here, this question here, and this question here. And all we're doing today is page 312, and then you will have to go back to your assignment and do your IXLs. So all you have for today is 312 and these 2 IXLs in 5th grade, and those are on rates too.